Cry while you walk, woman.
Hello friends, it's Reasonably Prudent Vegan coming to you with a second race report for 2019. We are reporting on the Chevron Houston Marathon. Do you want to show them your medal?
Sure. So this is the marathon medal. And on the back, sorry if I'm going fast, you should be able to pause it, but
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
You could get it engraved.
On January 20th, 2019, I finished the Chevron Houston Marathon, and then it has a place to engrave your name and your time. So here's the strap. It's pretty cool. It's different on that side versus that one. So it has just all the qualifications for a medal. What, where, and when. And on here it's got the exact date. I guess actually it doesn't. But anyway, we ran the 5K yesterday, or Saturday, and the marathon on Sunday. So we got a Houston double medal on top of that. Pretty neat little thing here. So that's cool. And should I continue with the rest of the
Yeah,
award?
please do.
They give you a mug or something every time, so we got this one. Not bad. I think they had it's called a pincer glass last year, just a regular pint mug, or pint glass. And then you get two shirts, I signed up for the race, and then a finisher shirt. So that's the front.
It looks a lot like the 5K shirt, actually.
Yeah, except the 5K said 5K right here rather than Houston Marathon. And then the back you can see all the sponsors and fun stuff. And it's a very nice material. I like that shirt actually. And then here's it's a tech shirt. It's your finisher shirt. Pretty neat. And I think the half was green. I don't remember.
Yeah, the half is always green and
Got
the full is always
Chevron
blue.
on the side. So, and then lots of stuff. And then here is the bib. Running sucks. Got all
Or
that.
if you're me, it's Vegan Jen. Got a lot of comments about Vegan Jen. Let's go, Vegan Jen. I'm going.
Yeah, I got a few comments. They were mixed. Surprisingly, I had a lot of running doesn't suck, and a lot of running sucks. You should stop and sit with me. Tempt me. But all right. So my race report. I'm gonna rate 3 different things here.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to rate the race a 5 Keanos out of 5. I'll explain the reasons in a minute after I complain a little bit. I'm going to have to rate my performance a 2 Keanos out of 5. Just because I did train a pretty significant amount in end of November and December and the beginning of January. But most of it was on a treadmill, and I've never done that before, and it did not work out at all. So, live and learn, I guess. The outside is significantly different on my body, at least. Hi, Vincent.
Hey, buddy.
The impacts in the ankle, I don't think the treadmill actually worked my ankles at all, and my feet hurt. So, and then
Something about the treadmill too. The ground moves for you. You're really not pushing off.
yeah. So, and there's no wind resistance and all that. Oh, hello. And then I will rate the other racers this is probably mean, but a 3 Keanos out of 5. Simply because I was in the about 4-hour range for the first half, and then I ran out of gas and finished around 4:32 or something, which is by far my slowest one ever, which is not saying much because last year was my slowest one ever. So hopefully we can pick this up, but
That's the goal.
I'm going to rate them the 3 Keanus because no one talked to me. Not one person the whole race.
Oh.
Runners. A lot of spectators talked to me, especially when I started walking. But what's my train of thought? Oh, even at the first water station, a mile and a half in, we're gonna have a cat fall off the tree again. I'm losing the train of thought, guys.
First water station, 1.5 miles in.
Yeah, they all stopped. I mean, they would grab their water from a person and then just stop. Not like move out of the way, just every single
That
one
is
of them.
such bad running etiquette.
Every
Everybody
s-
knows you should not do that.
Every single time. You at least, if you have to stop, you grab your water and you run to the end of the table and walk.
Like on
out
the
of
other side of the trash
everybody's way.
cans. Yeah.
But no, it's the whole time. And especially as it got towards the end, I don't know how, but it got worse. Everyone stopped. I'm like, I mean, I can barely stand, and you're going to stop in front of me? You don't want this little 5-foot girl being run over by a 6'4" redhead.
I guess it depends on, who's holding the camera, as to answer that question.
I guess, but anyway, yeah, the spectators were great. The entertainment was really good.
Did you see the 3 Elvises?
I did.
They were awesome.
They were having a lot of fun. Yeah. It is brutal. That's if you look at the course, that stretched down Memorial towards the
Mile
end.
18 to 26.2.
It goes to about 24. Then you get on Allen Parkway.
I consider it all the same thing because by the time you get to Allen Parkway, you're just really thinking your life choices and.
Okay, well, regardless, that stretch, there's 2 stretches. One goes by right after the marathon and the half split apart. That stretch down Rice, there's nobody there. They're all...
And it's shaded with these beautiful trees. It's very collegiate.
Yeah, it's very quiet. And there's this... Everybody is... All the spectators and people are where it splits, and then you turn off, and there's no one for like 4 miles. And it's just all you can hear is of feet and regret for not going as half. And then you get to Memorial, and it's kind of the same thing. Everybody's centered around the mall, the Galleria down there, and the neighborhoods going back.
Oh, yeah.
And then you turn around, and there's no one.
After Chimney Rock?
Yeah.
Nobody.
So the race was great. I had fun. I finished probably, because of her start time, about over 2 hours before she got there. So I just kind of chilled in the... I'll send you a video of the end when I was sitting in the food court. Just my mom wanted to know what I was doing, so I was sitting there eating. They didn't have any vegan food. They had an English muffin, and I'm not 100% sure that's vegan, but I was starving. This is the food court here. They don't have much vegan stuff, but they had like a English muffin and this. So I'm just sitting here, hanging out. And generic Coke from HEB or something, which was good, actually. It hit the spot. So I sat there, watched a few videos, hung out, but, got my stuff.
Texted me some really nice texts.
Texted her and my other friend that was running the race. But yeah, the weather, I think, played a part because I heard a lot of people complain that they did not do very well this year because it was 34 or so when we were driving down there, and it didn't warm up until after I was done, and it was just... I know that's not cold for most people, but for those of us in Houston,
It's very cold.
especially for my other buddy got seated in Corral D, and he had to stand there for 45 minutes.
And wait, that's rough.
As did this lady at work's daughter and son ran it, and they started, and they were there 47 minutes for the girl, and I think the guy was in Corral C, so he wouldn't have been quite that long, but...
Yeah, I was in D last year. It's the waiting is brutal.
Anyway, my point is, I was cold, and I got 2 minutes and 45 seconds before I got to the start line, and it just, I could tell after the first mile or two, this was going to suck. But it was stiff. I made the half point about 15 to 20 minutes faster than the Cypress Marathon, which you can find the report on her channel, which was good. I was happy with that. It wouldn't have qualified me for a crawl next year, but we'll get there. And yeah, I'm not nearly as sore as these people are. But yeah, I think I need different shoes. I have been wearing Brooks Glycerins for several years now, and I recently went from 14s down to up to 15s because my toes were hitting the end of it. And ever since I did that, right before this training sprint in November, December, I've had plantar fasciitis. I've had whatever, I don't know what it's called, but pain on the top of my foot, and then like knee pain. And that happened brutally hard about mile 14 or 15. The whole rest of the way, my feet were just dead. So I'm going to put my 14s back on this week and see if they fit. Because I've never... Oh, and I got 2 blisters. Which was awesome, because my big toe went numb about mile 20. I've never had a blister before in a race. I have had blisters, but never in a race.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I've rambled for 10 minutes, so it's probably your turn, but yeah, pretty good race.
Yeah. So, I think in my first video that I posted this year, I made a comment that I knew if anybody were watching my channel, they would just hold it against me. So since no one watches my channel, I'm going to hold it against myself.
It's self-deprecating.
Well, I'm just being honest. I don't care. I do this for me, right? It's fun. What's the worst that could happen? Never ask that. But to be honest, so I didn't make the 6-hour cutoff yesterday. I was 6 hours and 30 minutes slower than last year. The reason being, when it became apparent to me that I wasn't going to make the cutoff, I wasn't going to hurt myself. I will say that I have had a lifelong battle with trusting my intuition, and I had an option the Wednesday before to drop my race to the half, and I wanted to do it. Someone guilted me into continuing to do the full, and I
don't think I guilted.
I think reasoned and guilt, I don't see the difference, because my body said, Jen, you could do a really good half, but you're gonna have to really fake a full. And I didn't even fake it. Like, I've got some funny stories. Like, I am like the most well-rounded runner, I think, and this is why. I have been in the middle of the pack, PRing, feeling great, encouraging people, getting my negative split. But yesterday, I outran the sag wagon. And I am not joking. They were behind me from mile 23 all the way to the finish. I don't know how they did it. These 2 people had these giant dowel rods in their back with these huge flamingo balloons, and it was everything I could do to stay ahead of them. Like, I was at the point where I'm like, how bad is it gonna hurt if they close the course and you don't get your medal? You've already missed the 6-hour cutoff, but if you can get there before the sag wagon. I mean, there was a greyhound. I could have spit on the greyhound. It was so close to me. But like, here's the positives of it. Number 1, I only started having negative thoughts around mile 12 and a half. And what I did is I was mad at myself because there was another option. I could have gone off with the half marathoners, and I was told by a person who was on the race committee or whatever, if you do that, they will honor it, you'll get your medal. Now, I don't know if I would have still gotten my time and like my legacy, because after 10 years in the Houston Marathon, you're considered a legacy. It comes with perks. I'm now 2 years behind on that, but whatever. But I didn't do it because at mile 8, I was like, no, I can do this. I can do this. But at 12 and a half, I'm like 12 and a half, I've got 12 minutes to get to the half marathon point, and that means that I've got to run faster the second half, and I could feel my legs were starting to cramp up, and they were very heavy. And so I was just like, I was mad at myself. I wasn't upset with anything. I was like, you should have dropped down to the half. So I sat down on the grass to call my sister and, you know, hope she could guilt me into getting up. And as I sat down, this woman walks by, and she goes, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. I'm just mad at myself. I should have dropped my race down. She goes, I feel the same way. Get up. We're going together. And we walked from mile 12 and a half to mile 21 and a half together. And we talked the whole time, and it was a really, like, we talked about life, and we talked about intuition, and lots of profanity. I'll save you from it. But it was just, I mean, at one point she says, what do you do after a race to feel better? I'm like, honestly, I drink a Coke. I wouldn't recommend people drinking Cokes, but I don't know why. When I get sick, I drink a Coke. She walks by, this dude's got a Coke. She goes, what are you gonna pay? What can I give you for that? How much would you take? And he just gives it to her. So we shared a Coke. Like, yesterday, it was a cathartic experience. And then I was really feeling good. And then I get to mile 21 and I hear my name and I look over and there's my friend Deb from law school. She came down to cheer me on and she's like, don't talk to me, keep running. She must have seen the sag wagon because I hadn't seen it yet. And then I get to mile 12 and a half and I see all these people like it's like in those movies where the meteor's coming and they're like watching and running and watching. And I'm like, what are you looking at? And there's the flamingos. So I'm like, okay, Jen, you just got to do this. So I'll go for like 3 tick marks on the road, you know, the white line, tick, tick, and then I got to stop. And then I'm like, I'm gaining on him. But this is what was driving me nuts, but I didn't let it get in my head. They were speeding up and slowing down and speeding up. So I'm like, I'm doing great. And then there's the flamingo again, like right there. At one point, the flamingo passed me, but I didn't give up. And then we get to mile 25 and the flamingo and her partner, they take off their balloons and they put them down. And I looked at her with the most smile. I said, is this it? Like, are you going to make me get on the bus? And she goes, we're going to stay here for 2 more minutes. You've got 17 minutes. So mile 25, I've got 1.2. I'm like, no, I am getting my medal. So I did my run, walk. And every person I passed on the race committee was like, let's go. And so I get down the chute and I'm like, I know, I can't see the flamingos anymore. So like, I know I made it. So this race guy looks at me with the most concern. He goes, let's go. You got it. You can do this. And he almost said, you got to do this. And he's like, you can do this. So I walked through and then just like, if this doesn't describe why I run, I don't want your water. I don't want your photos. Where's my medal? Like, I was like, did they run out of medals? Are they not? Do they know that I'm at 6:30? Because I know I'm at 6:30. I got my medals. I saw him. We're laughing back. Like that's
2 minutes before they close the course.
Whatever, man. I beat the flamingos. Look,
Okay.
So look, the thing about it is, like, am I proud of that time? Not proud of the time. I'm proud of the effort. Because the goal of this, I'm tired of being overweight. I've had this channel for several years, and every year I start the year the same way. I'm going to be ketogen. I'm going to do this. None of it works. Like, diets don't work. I've known this. I'm 35 years old. I know. What I do know that works is eating a whole foods, plant-based diet, which we've been doing. Except today the beans, there was a problem in his office. Smelled bad.
I still don't think that was me.
Well, anyway, so, but like we've been eating a very healthy diet. I've noticed a change in my digestion. We trained for this. I did train a bit for the marathon. I don't have the legs that I did before because I've lost fitness from sitting. We have another half in 12 days. Then after that, we have 28 days to our next marathon. I will be running the marathon and I will make the cutoff. Then we have another half and another half.
The Woodlands Marathon.
The Woodlands Marathon. So, like, it was a good start. Like, you can only do what you can do. I brought what I had to the table, and I finished. So, like, I would give this race, honestly, like 1,000 Keanos, because it's more than just...
It's out of 5. Don't mess with the Keanu system.
Sorry, I will give it 5 Keanos, because it was a good start to the year. Like, when I knew I couldn't finish, I made a friend and figured it out. And frankly, like, if I compare this year to last year I could have made the 6-hour limit. I didn't think I could, but I was so down and like mentally whatever that I convinced my body that I couldn't, and I missed the time cutoff by 38 seconds. So that in the back of my mind, like, what's it gonna feel like to go home without a medal? I beat the sag wagon. So yeah. So as far as the race, honestly, I agree with everything he said about the course. There are like these desolate areas where you just feel abandoned by life. I have to say this to runners in general. If you're going to use a porta potty, remember that 30,000 people behind you are going to use it, and don't do that. You know who you are. When I go to the porta potty, I go there to sit. Now, there was no crying in the porta potty this year, but I had to clean off so many toilet seats because if I'm going to go in there, I'm going to sit down. I've been standing all day. I want to sit down. So I would give the runners using porta potties 1 Keanu.
Yeah,
It was disgusting.
Something else I forgot. There was gel packets used and full everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have some respect for the course and carry it to an aid station or take it at an aid station.
Right, agreed.
And throw it at least in the pile of cups or something.
For sure.
Don't just litter through the whole... race course.
Yeah, that is pretty disrespectful. Oh, so side note, I'm not done with my porta potty. I went in one of the porta potties and there was an empty can of Vienna sausages. Who is eating Vienna sausages on a race? That is disgusting. I mean, at least you didn't put the can down in the toilet so that when they go to clean it out, it's going to clog the tube. But Vienna sausages on a race.
Hey, if it gets you through it.
It's not just because I'm a vegan. That's just gross. But anyway, I thought it was a good race.
Yeah.
Look.
One thing we forgot to say before was it was either HEV or the marathon gave out bananas when you walked back in the door, which is nice. However, they were bright green. And anyone that knows bananas know that if you eat bright green bananas, you get either constipated or the trots, which is unfortunate after a race. But yeah, so don't eat the green bananas. Do better. Give us some yellow, semi-rotten ones like you're supposed to.
Looking forward to next year. We're already registered, so it can't get any worse.
Yeah, they do that to you. When you still got the high going, they say, here's a flash sale.
It wasn't really a sale, though.
Well, it was $10 off, so.
Yeah. But anyway, I am excited. Like, this is going to be a good year. We're doing good stuff, and I had fun. And he was really sweet. He was texting me the whole time, and my sister and then his mom was looking at it on the app, and people were keeping up with this, and that's nice. And like I said, I met a great lady. I'll never see her again, but we're Facebook friends, and like we shared our life story for several miles. And then she thought maybe she could make her 6 hours. And she's like, I don't want to leave you. I was like, no, if you think you can get it, go get it. Like, that's who runners are. I think, oh, and Lauren Kelly. There was a barefoot runner. He was waiting on his wife with us at the Sag Wagon, and he did not look tired. And I don't know how he didn't, like, slice his feet up on Allen Parkway, but he looked like a warrior. He looked amazing. Outrunning those flamingos.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. And my endorphins are very high, but my legs are very lead-like. All right.
Yeah, if you made it this long, you're a real trooper.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And we will be back again with the next video or race report, whatever comes first.
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
At the latest.
Yeah. Katie Half Marathon. That's next. All right.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.